In this video, I'll be revealing 8 incredible truths about how Chiron is impacting on our collective consciousness during this amazing time on our planet. I'm Hayden Crawford and I'm a wellness coach and spiritual teacher specialising in colour therapy. Now, during the COVID-19 shutdown, I'm going to be offering live streaming every Tuesday, Thursday and Friday between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock Western Australian Standard Time. So please join me. On a Tuesday, I'm going to be discussing your live starseed awakening. So what's really going on the planet at this time, and actually how you can align to your cosmic family. On a Thursday, I'm going to be doing some free live colour mirrors readings. So I'll give you a real indication into what the colour mirrors are really all about and to give you some insights in patterns, beliefs, behaviours that you maybe need to let go of. And finally, on a Friday between 9 and 10, I'm going to be doing some amazing live starseed numerology readings where you will give me your date of birth and I will work out the rest. I'll be telling you all about your personality blueprint, your strengths and weaknesses, and the best times for you to embark on new projects and ventures. So please subscribe to this channel and click the bell for future notifications, and then you will be able to be informed about all of this fantastic new content coming your way. Now, Chiron is otherwise known in astrology as the wounded healer, and it impacts on all aspects of our wellness. Our mental, emotional, spiritual, and even physical well-being is impacted actually. Now, it was first discovered back in 1977 by scientists and has characteristics of an asteroid or a comet. It has a bit of an icy appearance and has a tilted orbit similar to Pluto. So comets are widely known for being messengers from the depths of our solar system. And ice is frozen water, which represents the water retention in our bodies, our emotions and feelings, and our spiritual selves. So Chiron is very much an indication of the denser feelings because it's ice. When Chiron is exposed to the sun, it turns that ice into gas, not water like you might think. So it transmutes all those lower lying denser emotions such as anger, fear and guilt and grief into much higher and brighter aspects of self. So it literally has the power and the influence to be able to create a spiritual transformation into higher states of consciousness. Okay, so Chiron orbits between Saturn and Uranus. Now we know that anything up to Saturn is physical and anything beyond there is more spiritual. We know that Saturn is a planet of great density, it's material in nature, whereas Uranus goes beyond the restrictions of the physical realm and goes into higher and brighter states of being for ascension and liberation. So let's investigate the powerful medicine of Chiron and these 8 amazing facts. Number 1 are karmic ties. Now, Chiron does have karmic attachments to it, depending on whereabouts in your natal chart that it appears. It can actually influence which wound it's trying to help you to heal, whether that's mental, emotional, spiritual, or even physical. Now, you've got to remember that this is a work in progress. It's likely to be a wound that you've unlikely to have been able to heal on your own, which can feel quite challenging. It can feel really uncomfortable, but think about it. Over the process of a lifetime of you trying to heal this wound, it actually develops some great wisdom within you. Number 2 is the wounded healer. Now, mythologically, Chiron was an immortal centaur whose lower half was animal and his upper half was human or god. He was the son of Titan Kronos and Philyra and injured his leg in a battle with the Cyclops, which became an incurable wound. Zeus eventually made him immortal so that he could die, but he spent his whole life trying to cure this wound with no avail. Hence, he became the wounded healer. But during the process, he developed such amazing gifts and he was able to help and heal other people. He wasn't like other centaurs that were violent and full of rage. He was actually a very, very calm and kind centaur that was able to develop amazing wisdom within the realms of medicine. Number 3 is to love our shadows. Now, in the colour mirrors system, Chiron is represented by this bottle, which is number 11 duality, and it's dark magenta over clear. We all have wounds that require healing, or we need to shine a light into those. And these may have been with us for many lifetimes. It may not always be possible to release such deeply embedded karmic entanglements until we are at least 50 years old or more. So the key here really is to learn to love those shadows so that they don't have to play havoc in our everyday life. Ask yourself, whereabouts in your life do you feel that you have an incurable wound, or that you've got some very deep shadow patterns that are playing themselves out in the most horrific ways in your own life? Number 4 is Alpha Omega. Now, interestingly, it's also beneficial to observe where Chiron sits in transit, as well as where he sits in your individual natal chart. Now, if we look closely at this, we can see that between 2010 and 2018, Chiron was sitting in Pisces, which is the sign at the end of the zodiac. And then between 2018 and 2027, he is moving into Aries, which is the baby of the zodiac. So let's observe this. He's moving from the end of an old cycle into the beginning of a new one. So it's representative of new beginnings. Number 5 is the end of war. Now, because Aries is the baby of the zodiac, when Chiron is in Aries, its influences can be fairly childlike. Otherwise known as the wounded warrior. There will be opportunities during this cycle where all of those hurt warriors will get the opportunity to cure and to be healed, which is fantastic news, isn't it? But it will also lead to a decline in warfare, hopefully. Number 6 is new identity. Now, because Aries represents the head, you may have to find new ways of presenting yourself to the outside world. Who are you fundamentally? You might have to conjure up a new identity, and it will summon questions such as, who am I and why am I here? And it will really give you the opportunity of being able to do things differently. And this is not only you individually, but us as a collective. Number 7, and this is a really important one, is to heal yourself. Now, Chiron wants to be a hero and wants to heal the world. However, there will be aspects within your life that you won't be able to heal, and you'll have to learn to accept them because you won't be able to change them. Everyone's going to have to take responsibility for healing their own life, and this will obviously come with a lot of pain and struggle. And during this process, it will awaken you to the truths behind why life is the way it is and the way things are evolving in the way that they're evolving. And finally, number 8 is curing disease. Now, the main difference between Chiron in the natal chart and Chiron in transit is that you can't cure an old wound or get rid of it until you're at least the age of 50. Whereas in transit, he will actually help you to be able to get rid of one of those old wounds, which is fantastic news, isn't it? Now, we'll also see over the next few years, up until 2027, that Chiron will start working his magic and will be able to not only get rid of some of the diseases, but also some of the viruses that we have on the planet. Hopefully, COVID-19. Please leave a few comments below to let me know where Chiron is appearing in your natal chart at the moment and how you felt his effects playing out in your life in general. I'd be really interested to find out. Then please subscribe to the channel and click the bell for future notifications, and then watch my next video. Bye for now.